We are live. Isn't that right, Ellie? Yeah, she agrees. Okay. Now then, I've been a little busy mining blackstone for buttons. Because I'm, you know, I'm not going to have any alternative. Oh, fuck, that's right into lava. Yeah, I have no alternative if I want blackstone. Gotta find yourself a good quarry. Oh, damn. So, what have you all been up to today? Hey, Beth here. Hey, Daily Dose. Hey, Top Hat. Hey, Pork Buns. What statement is wrong? Honey, wake up, Jackster. Hey, Wood Shadow. Hey, Exotic Slugs. Hey, Wexy. Sorry, I have to kind of keep an eye on where I'm moving, lest I get lavaed. Wouldn't want to get lavaed. Hey, Nile. How are you all? Whole 75 episodes. Yeah, I know. It's been a wild ride, hasn't it? Like, I've been able to keep this little world dynamic enough, I feel. Oh, hell. I need gravel. Because there's no getting rid of all this damn lava. There we go. That should get it going. Question: which old 2BGT player and group do I believe deserve more recognition? There were a lot of people who made smaller bases, just like out in the middle of nowhere. And they were like tangentially related to a lot of the stuff that was going on. But like some of them were a little bit sketchy, shall we say. And so I'm not really like... Honestly, I can't think of anyone who didn't get any sort of recognition. I feel like the people who got recognition, they got enough, you know? I'm not really worried about it. Some of them didn't want recognition, that's another thing. I was thinking like what major factions or people started up a base or two here or there and were by and large unknown. There was Crazy Monkey Guy or Awesome Monkey Guy. There was an Awesome Monkey Guy. He built a base called Avalon at 1 million on the Nether Highway. Except he dug that Nether Highway. And he did it way back when we were making Valkyria. And like nobody knew he existed for the longest time. And yeah, like in retrospect, it was really like interesting to see that someone had built a base in the or it wasn't in the Nether, but it was the equivalent of 1 million in the overworld at the Nether coordinates. And he built there, and like it didn't occur to him that 1 million is going to be a point of interest at some point. Maybe don't build exactly at 1 million, but no. He was one of the first people, in addition to the 1 million town folks, he was one of the first people to build a base out at 1 million. And it wasn't a bad base. Like, I saw Avalon right before it was griefed. It was okay. It had a lot of like wild... You know how a lot of early 2013, 2014 bases are? They're just kind of like all over the place. They don't really have a cohesive design or theming or anything like that. There was so much cobblestone everywhere. Move Strider. And it just was like, obviously, you know, it wasn't bad. That was just kind of the accepted style at the time. But yeah, it lacked a lot of cohesion. Oh shit. I can't. There we go. Man, imagine crawling down into the mines for Blackstone. How much danger you'd be in. Random lava pockets, cave-ins. Aren't you glad you were born after all the reformations of the Industrial Revolution? Otherwise, you too might have ended up in the Blackstone mines. What am I gathering material for? I need Blackstone buttons. Lots and lots of buttons. Because my build requires it. I did not consider the effort or trouble it would take to get said Blackstone buttons. I was like, Blackstone buttons, yeah, those will make a nice accentuation piece for this section of the build. Let's put it over a giant broad area. And, well, needless to say, I'd rather be an adult in the Blackstone mines than a kid. Because at least as an adult, I know my limits. And also I don't have to worry about being in poverty for not having mined up enough Blackstone to appease my slave driver overlords. Instead, I can just slave drive myself till I'm ready to quit. Anyway, do I remember you, Rebel Dumb? Not really, no. If you changed your name, that's probably the reason why. My streams encourage you to start building your own hardcore world. Well, why don't you, exotic slugs? Huh? What's holding you back, huh? Huh? Yesterday you said today. Today you said tomorrow. Just do it. Just do it. There you go. That's my Shia LaBeouf impression. Oh, God. Nope. Whew. You know, if I had half a brain cell, I would probably carry fire resistance potions on me. Ah, well. Start remembering, you rebel. Okay. Have you been here before? Have you legitimately been in this stream before, or in any stream? Because I don't remember you. Probably because you didn't do anything worth remembering. And again, if you changed your name, that's on you. I can't know if you changed your name. I'm just saying, you know. You can't expect someone to know who you are if you've not done anything worth remembering. Or have been around long enough to be someone who has contributed, you know? But that's okay. Everybody's got to start somewhere. It's no big deal. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a single shitpost. Far out, yeah. Greetings, fleshy mammals. Greetings, Bloopla. I take it you're not a fleshy mammal and maybe some sort of, judging by the name, Bloop, you're what, like a sea creature? You sound like one. You smell like one. I'm getting that, that odor of fish off you. Are you perhaps a species of ink-bearing, cephalopod? Maybe you're a jellyfish? Do I remember you, Crazy Alex? Yes, I do. Because, you're the only Crazy Alex I've ever run into, I believe. But yeah, I tend to remember most people. It's just that most people tend to stick around, so you don't... Oh, a blobfish. Okay, close enough. But most people stick around in such a way that, yeah, of course. Oh, fuck. Okay. Probably safe. It was fun. You already found an alliance group thing. Oh, really? Huh. Are you already on 2B2T, Top Hat? 2B2E. Ah, that's where you meant. Okay. Found this Anarchy server in Bedrock called 2B2E. It's a small player base. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a dying server. Expect it to be even deader once the new whatever bullshit it is gets enforced. Because, like, if it's an Anarchy server, well, how Anarchy can it really truly be? That's kind of the... It's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Anarchy server, Bedrock, pick one. I've already seen plenty of Doom posting regarding the Bedrock Java dichotomy, and how it feels more and more like they're ignoring Java in favor of Bedrock because they don't care to make Java a thing anymore. And yeah, I get that. I get that feeling a lot. I get that impression. It scares me because, like, I don't see any sort of fix, you know? I feel like we're all probably gonna have to, like, get used to being sort of, like, stuck on one version, or stuck with this or that experience. I don't know. I've been feeling a little doomy and gloomy today. I will be totally straightforward with you all. I got recommended a video through, you know, the gracious YouTube gods. And it was a video explaining a new Chinese citizen, or rather netizen, slang, which is, previously it was lie flat. And now it's let it rot. Which basically is in reference to, if we can't do anything, because they can't, you can't, no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, you can't really seem to get ahead in life. And apparently this is a common sentiment, because the comment section was making this out to not just be a Chinese issue, but a general around the world type of issue. Like the quality of life is going to go down, and that people are being pretty well just reduced to serfs, slaves. And like, yeah, that appears to be the global elite calling. There appears to be an undercurrent of let's move in that direction. Boy, wouldn't it be nice for us to just regress back to the way the Middle Ages were run. You know, people couldn't go anywhere. They were subject to the state entirely. They occupied a piece of land and existed there and there only. God, what a great system that must have been. So, you know, a lot of people are getting very discontent with that. Especially in China. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but in China especially, they push very hard for studies and merit, working hard, you know, all that bullshit. And the youth of China are beginning to realize that that's hogwash. It doesn't get you anywhere. You can't get a pay raise, you can't barely afford rent, let alone buying a house. So no buying a house means no stability, no starting a family, no, you know, a ton of things. And like, that will lead to the stagnation of society. And boy, yeah, I feel that. I can feel that 1,000,000,000%, can't you all? I feel that already. I've been feeling that since 2008 when I graduated high school and everything started to take a nosedive for the worse. Like, that's just a persistent feeling that's been around for almost a decade and a half now. Jesus Christ, it's been 15 years. I can't believe that. So, like, that can't be good. I feel bad for Generation Alpha because the Zoomers and Millennials are in deep shit enough as it is. Well, what are they gonna face? These poor kids who are just literally children right now. You know, Generation Alpha is probably not any older than 10 years old. They have no idea what frying pan they've been dumped out of into and what fire they now dangle over. Shit's just whack, yo. I gotta wonder how long life as it is now will last for. Like, I'm sorry for the doom posting and shit, but like, it's a serious matter, it really is. I don't feel like it gets the press that it deserves because people probably don't want to face it. And I don't blame them, I didn't want to face it either, but I don't know. I've always been of the attitude you can't face away from the truth for too long, because if you do, it will blindside you. Truth is a jealous mistress who will just absolutely annihilate you if you turn your back on it. I've never been one to try to, you know, bury my head in the sand, shy away from whatever is in reality. Try to face whatever it is head on, try to deal with it, do something about it. But like, holy shit, this feels so out of my scope. Like, the problem's so large, it's like looking at the moon and you're stuck on the surface of a crater. Like, how do you see the whole moon from inside the crater? You really can't. And that's what it feels like. That's what society feels like today. Like you're stuck in a tiny little area looking up at everything bearing down on you from outside, but nothing you can do does anything or matters or feels like it matters. And that shit's just like depressing. Personally, can't wait until you're all super aged nations and old people outnumber the youth. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to get the chance to happen. This group is called COIB, Confederate of Independence Bases. Uh-huh. Interesting. Yeah, they'd migrate to level DB or whatever data storage thing. Maybe. We'll see. Force people to migrate worlds. Oof. God, I hope not. Okay. I think I got caught up. Sorry if I take out the time every now and then to just read chat and get caught up on what people are saying. I feel like that's a probably slightly better approach to how I had been doing it. Because a lot of people seem to get a little annoyed that I miss their comments. And it can go 2 or 3 streams without me seeing said comment, and it's like, oh shit. I feel like I'm failing y'all if I don't get to see what you all are saying exactly. But yeah, anyway. And then tie that off with the fact that people seem to be muttering in hushed breaths about civil war and like civil unrest, and there's no end in sight. At least none that I can tell. So I don't know. Okay. I think I've somehow managed to exhaust the blackstone supply of this region. Do it for Denmark. Oh, yeah. Yeah, speaking of Denmark, even though this isn't Denmark specifically, there is this push in the EU for whatever utterly retarded reason to basically destroy the Dutch's ability to farm on their own land. These Dutch farmers in the EU are being basically annihilated. Oh, fuck. They are no longer being allowed to use their land. That's really what it boils down to. So what kind of world will that yield? There's a war with which people are saying, you know, hey, there may be food shortages because of said war. Oh, but then let's also shut down a ton of farmland while we're at it. So who here wants to eat bugs? Because I have a feeling that's the direction. That wasn't just a meme. That may have actually been a legitimate goal that some people are trying to achieve. That worries me, because guess what? You can't sustain yourself on bugs. That's actually an unhealthy diet. Oh, fuck. Can only hope that shit doesn't come true. Man, who knew blackstone deposits generated in this way? It's very interesting. But anyway, yeah. That's for fighting climate change. Is expected to not really fight. No, it can't fight. I've already said this before. You cannot fight climate change. It is not possible for us to fight it. We do not have the technology. You can flail against it, but no. Actually stopping it, no, that's not going to happen. Stopping climate change would take centuries, and it would have to require efforts on a level far beyond what we can do currently. Like, the very notion of fighting climate change is just so laughably silly. Like, I can't even begin to explain the number of factors that just have to go right for that to just be viable. Like, no. Number one, there's so much stuff that you would have to upend, so many ways of life, because you can't improve anyone's livelihood under their current models. And the irony is, you can't tackle a problem like climate change if you're not willing to increase prosperity and technological development. Because, I mean, how do you think you tackle any problem? Like, it's all driven by human technology. If that's what created the mess, then that's what's going to have to be the solution. And there's so much anti-prosperity, increasing of technology, anti-advancement. Like, there's just so much of that these days. Shit. It's just silly. It's not about actually fighting climate change. It's about making lives worse. And it never has been. It's never been about anything else, I mean. So yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it like it is. We are all being lied to one degree or another. At some point, I feel we're going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. However that ends up happening. We can limit climate change? No, you really can't even do that. Because that's not how the climate works. Like, the problem with a system like, say, climates, is that there's not just one thing that's controlling it. You have water pressure, or not water pressure, water vapor, that affects climates. Well, what's the rate of water evaporation in any one area? Well, it can depend on a number of things. How much sunlight everywhere everything is being exposed to. Did you know the sun is slowly heating up? As that it is a yellow, mid-sized, I forget what the exact classification is, but that it is slowly ratcheting up in an intensity. The sun is going to progressively get hotter and hotter as time goes on, because that's its composition. It's going to start slowly burning less hydrogen, more helium, because it's eventually going to become a red giant. Well, do you know what effect sunlight has on the climate? I mean, it literally drives the climate. Well, that's going to affect how much water ends up in the air. Water acts as a mediator for temperature. And you have all these other compounds, methane, carbon dioxide, and so on, that also act as heat. You know, they trap heat. But you know what the best one is? Fucking water. Water is one of the most robust chemicals in terms of energy density in, like, the entirety of existence. If you've got more water in an area, you're going to see more water vapor get pushed into the atmosphere. But that stuff doesn't stay in one area, it goes everywhere. Did you know that Saharan dust ends up not just staying in the Sahara, but that it also is a greenhouse, contributor, but that it also ends up in, like, the other side of the world, and that damages soil and other things on the other side of the world from the fucking Sahara Desert. How do you stop that? How do you stop, the wind patterns? Because the air is getting slightly more energy in water from the sun, you know, kicking more stuff up into the atmosphere. Well, wind patterns change. So how do you divert wind patterns? How do you affect that? Like, there's no guarantee that these systems can go back to an equilibrium. And so it's really quite laughable that we believe we can affect the climate in the way we think we can. That's like saying, I have a dump truck, I'm 5 years old, this little toy dump truck is as good as the big bad dump truck my daddy drives. Like, no. Those are not even remotely on the same level. And there's just so much, like, it's just pathetic. It really is. We are not nearly as good at this as we seem to want to believe we are. There's actually quite little that can be done about it. Simply because this is an entire globe, an entire Earth we're trying to do something about. Like, it's absurd. It really is. I'm sorry, that's just the unfortunate nature of the Earth. Like, it's a big system. It's a big area. Doing anything to affect it takes centuries. Doing anything to fix it takes equally as long, if not longer. Think about cooking a meal. How much prep goes into cooking a meal? Now, how long does it take to then eat that meal? To make or affect any sort of change takes forever, but to ruin it takes relatively little. Far less effort. Entropy only tends to really go up, never down. If you're trying to fix something or affect something, that's going to take 2 to 3 to 4, who knows how much times energy and time to make it go the opposite direction. So, the very notion that you can affect so much is just, it's literally counterproductive to the nature of the universe. It's laughable, it really is. People have almost no proper view or conception of how difficult it is to affect change on any measurable scale or any meaningful scale. Like, it's a Herculean task just to get one tiny area of desert converted back into regular arable land. Like, that's a huge thing you don't hear about is, you know, converting parts of the Sahara back into arable farmland, because most of the Sahara thousands and thousands of years ago was arable farmland. Okay, why have we not achieved that? Why has that goal been largely unsuccessful? Because of the sheer Herculean nature of the task at hand. You know how difficult it is to reverse desertification? That will take centuries to push back the Sahara Desert. By the way, the Sahara Desert is growing. It's just one of those things where the rock is rolling down the hill. You're an idiot if you think you can stand partway down the hill, or worse, at the foot of the hill, and that you think standing there will be enough to stop it. Like, oh, it'll roll down to me, and then I'll stop it dead in its tracks. I'll be the hero who stops the rolling boulder. No, that is a gross overestimation of our collective power as a nation, or as a species, not a nation. Like, the world affects change entropically, very easily. But what is the proper term? It's negentropy, I think is what it's called. Or syntropy. That's the word. The opposite of entropy is syntropy. The world affects change entropically very easily, but syntropically very hard. It takes 10 times more energy to reverse negative change than it does to create that change. In other words, systems slip into disorder far more readily than they slip into order. And to think otherwise is a gross overestimation of your power, of our power overall for the human race. Like, it's fairy tale bullshit. It's magical thinking. That's right up there with, like, well, what if the sun snuffed itself out? Well, what would happen? Like, that's never gonna happen. Like, there's so much that just can't happen. Like, it's a good thought exercise, but practically, it's never gonna be, that's not real. The sun is never going to just be snuffed out. The sun will undergo a certain metamorphosis and progression, and then die out as all other stars have done before it. There's no scenario in which the sun is just magically snuffed out. I'll take shit that didn't happen for 500, Alex. It can't happen. The laws of the universe do not allow for that so readily. Even if the sun fell into a literal black hole, let's say a sizable black hole rolled up onto the solar system, like, it wouldn't happen in quite that way. There's just so much that just is inconceivable almost. Like, we make up so many stories that we tell ourselves collectively that sound really convincing on paper. But the universe has an order and a love of disorder to it that is so much more finite and intricate than we give it credit for. You know, that's like what I was doing last stream. How I was saying, oh, well, I went to the Nether and mined up, I don't know, like, it was almost an inventory of Blackstone. And it was about, let's see now, how done was I? I was completed up to, like, right here, covering everything in Blackstone buttons. I'd covered everything up to, like, right there in Blackstone buttons. And then I had about here over to fill in. And so I went to the Nether and mined up about, I don't know, about an inventory, maybe more like 2/3 of an inventory of buttons, or Blackstone, converted it all into buttons and then placed it. And then realized when I got to about, like, right here, oh shit, I heavily underestimated what I needed. That's how we are as humans. We are so bad at estimation, at accurately assessing the nature of systems. We humans our brains did not evolve to do that. We are not good at it in the slightest. So, bearing that in mind, how many inventories of Blackstone buttons am I going to need to finish from there over? Is all this plus the this box here? You think that's enough? I almost 100% guarantee you it's not. I'm probably looking at 2 boxes worth of Blackstone buttons in total to cover this whole thing. So I'm probably going to need a good half an inventory more of Blackstone when I place all that I already have, just to be able to finish this section off. And that's being very generous. And it doesn't look like that on the surface of it. It doesn't look like that at a glance. But that the finer nature of things is always more complicated. Just as a rule of thumb, you should always just assume the nature of whatever system you're dealing with is more intricate than you can tell at a glance. Just always assume that. It's never practical to go, oh, I only need about, half of what I'm looking at. No. You always make your estimation based off of your gut and then double or triple it. Just to be, really, 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 like, to err on the side of caution in the extreme. I need, a full tank of gas to drive halfway across the United States from where I am now. If I wanted to take a road trip halfway across the United States, well, would that cost me the entirety of my full tank of gas? Or would it in actuality be 2 full tanks? it would probably be 2. Hell, it would probably be 3 full tanks of gas. And like, most people don't even really realize just how large something like the continental United States is. It's several thousand miles across. It's very big. And even looking on a map, it's easy to underestimate something like that and go, no, it ain't that bad. That's how we humans are. I think that was a survival mechanism from way, way, way back in the day, when food was like, we were hunter-gatherers. Because, humans have spent thousands and thousands of years as hunter-gatherers before we even started civilization. So, like, yeah, I think that was an ancient coping mechanism to try to meter out resources in an area to prevent you from exhausting the local food supply, because you and whoever else was in your family could very easily do that. And so, by underestimating the nature of what you need, while that can cause you to come up short, humans have developed a fasting system to kind of compensate. We humans are very good at fasting because we've experienced many, many famines throughout our evolutionary existence as humans. So, like, we're really good at fasting and getting through the meager times. And so being able to underestimate that may have helped attribute to some of that ability. Maybe. That's just my personal guess. But at the very least, for that kind of scenario, it makes sense. But for hey, look, Chief, we need so much this or that to actually make our project get off the ground, you need a far greater level of accuracy, and we humans just are not good at that. That's just all there is to it. We humans suck when it comes to accuracy. Like, I'll never forget the marble in the jar experiment. Like, my teacher, she took a marble, or a jar filled with marbles, and she showed it up, gave it to everybody. We were in like the 5th grade, something like that. 4th grade, 5th grade, somewhere in there. Asked us to guess how many were in there. The funny bit is, the average ends up being about correct. If you get enough people and you average their guesses, you tend to get the right amount, or in the neighborhood of the right amount. But individual estimations always end up being horribly wrong. And the jar ended up holding like 400-something marbles in it. I think I guessed over 1,000. A bunch of other kids guessed about that much. Some of them guessed like 100. And 100 wasn't even like a third of the total contents. It was really funny. And like, yeah, it's silly how off people can be in their estimation. But like, that needs to be, a lesson in hubris that everybody really kind of needs to pay attention to. Because your estimations are almost never right. That's just how we are. We humans are not built for estimation. It's just how it is. What was I ranting about? I started on climate change, and then I went to like the nature and complexity of systems and how we're very bad at estimating our ability to tackle those systems. And then I was like, the universe trends toward disorder, and that to reverse, disorder and destruction takes 10 times more energy, and that a lot of people have heavily overestimated our ability to impact things, and that we're very bad at estimation because that's just not how we evolved. We didn't evolve to be good at estimating. That was not a survival mechanism back in the day. So yeah, that pretty well brings you where we are, Bryce 78, however you say your name. So yeah, you've been subscribed for a while. You finally managed to catch a stream. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to America from Europe. Humans are horrible at emulating randomness. Yeah, we're not good at that either. We struggle and strive for order. But randomness is like, the nature of disorder is, I guess, the only true randomness. And yeah, no, we can't help but think rationally and logically and ordered In an ordered fashion, rather. It's just how it is. You don't care how I say it as long as you understand. Okay, well, good. Hopefully you'll understand. I can't guarantee everything I say will be understandable by you, but, you know. We'll try to meet each other in the middle somewhere, don't worry. Okay. See, case in point. I love how ordered all these buttons are. It just tickles that part of my brain that's like, yeah. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's an instinct of some kind. Maybe this is the reason people build places like Stonehenge or the pyramids. Who the fuck knows? Some idiot took a bunch of stones, coerced his friends and tribe mates to go, hey, let's order these and set them upright. And then they did. And a few thousand years later, people are like, wow, those ancient people really had a penchant for moving things into precise alignment with the, you know, this or that constellation. Or whatever was the North Star at that time, or something crazy. Oh yeah. Ow. You're scared of America? What you should be afraid of is your own government, in addition to America, because everywhere is crazy right now, and it's gonna make people do a lot of very desperate things in the coming years. I have a feeling. And, beware. You're gonna get caught in the middle of it. That's just kind of how it is right now. Oh, damn it. There's nothing worse than misplacing a button. Is there even no, there's not even an appropriate tool. Or is there? Yeah, no, there's not even an appropriate tool to harvest buttons. What was Mojang thinking? Humans moved rocks, let's celebrate it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, moving a ton of heavy rocks like that when you're only just barely above the tribal hunter-gatherers, it takes a bit of ingenuity and a bit of know-how. More than just brute force. Like, you can't necessarily discount the abilities of ancient peoples. It feels weird watching a left-handed YouTuber. Why? What's so weird about it, huh? Also, who's the left-handed YouTuber? Because I'm not left-handed. I only use the left-handed Minecraft, ironically. No, in actuality, I guess I'll have to explain this story again. My left-handed usage developed from 1.9 when they added the offhand. The client that I was using at that time... I'm only going to convert this. I don't want to convert too much of this polished blackstone because I want to save it for the next project, because I think I might end up having enough. I don't know. Anyway, when I was using the client I was using in 1.9 when the offhand was implemented, the way the right hand and left hand dynamic was, something about how the stuff on my right was oriented and stuff on my left was oriented, it was weird. And so I swapped hands so that it would like appease my very intricate, strange sensibilities. And it basically it prevented me from getting like annoyed by how all of my screen layouts were. And the next thing I knew, I got used to using the left hand as my main hand and having whatever my offhand being on my right side, to where if I go back or if I change it, this is just weird now. Like, I can't deal with that. I don't know. I'm an old man. I'm set in my ways. What can I say? Have I heard of Angkor? It's a huge mystery because around the time it was built, there was really no way for them to have been able to pull something like that off. I think I have. I'll have to look it up. Angkor. Interesting. Okay. Ginny question, why do I choose my main hand? Yeah, I already explained. Yeah, a bunch of people have asked me about the left hand, right hand thing. Because everybody uses their right hand as their main hand and the left as their offhand. And like I said, it just stems from this older time when that was how it was. It was weird when the offhand was first implemented. And it made me feel weird because it didn't seem right to me. It was fine for a while, but then I just had to change it. And then after that, I just got used to using the right hand as my offhand. And now I can't go back. Because again, it's weird. I guess if I had to, I could, but I don't have to, so I'm not going to. There's no value in one hand over the other, so it ultimately doesn't matter. But I imagine some of you are weirded out by the fact that everything I do is left versus right versus, instead of the left, is left versus right instead of right versus left. But hey, that's the way it is. It takes all types to make a world. Monsoon moment, climate change moment. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I actually, funny enough, haven't used a client seriously in like 2 years. Pretty much since I quit 2B2T. I did go back onto the test server when it was in 1.16 and 1.17. And I tried making a base there with someone, secretly. And I was using Worst. And it's okay. But like, I don't know, it just felt too clunky, too weird. I couldn't get used to it. I was so used to just vanilla. Like, I don't have to really worry about anything strange or exotic in single player. It's actually kind of refreshing. I don't know. Maybe it's because I played 2B2T for so many years that I got used to the hecticness of 2B2T, and now that I've been basically on what is essentially a permanent vacation, having things my own way, setting the pace however I wish, it's different, you know? Like, vanilla is novel to me now, after having played Hack Client Anarchy for literally 8 years. It's its own different breath of fresh air, because it's not more of the same, like how 2B2T was just more of the same. New exploits, new assholes, but like, by and large, it was all same shit, different day. Like, the amount of people I would see in the earlier years of the Russia War, all the way up until about 2019, the amount of people who would make something of a name for themselves being a ne'er-do-well, or being a traitor, or being a griefer, or being a PvP or whatever, exploit finder. The number of people I would see who were very obviously from the Russia War, or didn't start playing until before or after the Russia War, I mean. The number of people who I would be like, oh no, that person's new, and they're actually kind of a problem. I better take note of them. I better make, I better keep a note on who they are. And then like 6 months later, they drop off the face of the earth and I wouldn't see them ever again. Like, I can remember knowing all the bed bombers in late 2016. I was like, oh god, these are all the bed bombing people. Like, they're actually kind of a problem. If they banded together and made a real serious push, they could break into the power structure of the older players. And then they all stopped playing within like 7 months. And then I never saw them ever again. And I was like, okay, well, never mind then. And then there were a bunch of people who were like griefers for whatever group predates like the Brown Men and others. And then it stopped mattering because they'd stopped playing. And I was just like, okay, whatever then. And I just stopped caring. So yeah, I'm very happy to have a vanilla experience at this point, just because it's more of a vacation to me. Honestly, yeah, that's how I would describe this part of my Minecraft career. Like, this is permanent 2B2T vacation. And also, I end up making more buttons than I needed. Damn it. Oh well. But on the bright side, this task is finally finished. Okay, so let's see what this bad boy looks like. Alright, well, it's a little dark. And also, I missed a spot. I'm sure I didn't miss that many. Just like the one or two. You can tell because the light level is different. Or it looks different there. Ah, shit. Don't do that again. Fuck, I didn't expect that to knock off half my health. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna go for the low and slow approach. Wish me luck, everybody. I hope I don't knock off my own block. There we go. Oh shit, he fell to his death. He nearly pulled a me. Okay. I love it. I love how uniform it all looks. Isn't it grand? Okay. Do you think I'd join 2BTT nowadays? No, probably not. Oh, Mythical Legend, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. This is Jacktherippa country. Okay. Wow. Alrighty then. Now, the next job I wanted to do was up the walls here. Along this line. Because I didn't want it to remain exposed. I want to make the walls taller. And I need a generic material to sort of fill in the gaps for the time being, and then I can make some detailing on the outside. But first, I sleep. Oh, and also, another cat spawned, funny enough, inside my turtle pen, or former turtle pen. Old Dallas here. This cat looks a lot like my cat, Dallas, except mine... Dallas has amber-colored eyes in real life. This one has green for whatever reason. But, you know, good enough, close enough. I'll take it. So I caught me another kitty. Fuck. So, you know, there's that. Okay, and then sleep to reset the insomnia meter, because fuck you, Mojang. Man rants about how everyone always underestimates everything. Meanwhile, he underestimates... Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. I even said that when the marble jar experiment was done. All the kids would guess wildly incorrectly. It was either too much or too little. And that's how we humans are. We generally tend to underestimate, but we also tend to overestimate heavily too. So like, there's no one direction that it all heads in. Like, we tend to just fuck it up in general. Getting it right is very hard. Figuring out the correct amount of anything is nigh impossible. Like, you sit there and you tell me, you know, how many trees are in that birch forest? Like, even if I sat here and zoomed in and counted every fucking trunk, I'd still probably miss a few, because they're behind other trees. So, like, we're just not good. Like, you would be very lucky to get within, like, a tens place of trees. You'd be very lucky to get that close. Okay, also, I think I finally have enough iron to fill out the remainder of that last beacon pyramid. Yay, I can finally say my iron has reached surplus levels. I'm no longer anemic. I have taken enough iron to supplement the iron that I didn't have. Huzzah. Okay, I'm going to sell all this coal. Give these carrots to the masons. Or no. Give these carrots to the toolsmiths. And then I'm going to build up my iron supply. Which I think I've got more in here. Yeah. Alright. And then I can finally start making bank with iron. Iron. It's what's for dinner. Jack, let you download Giant End Map. Why? How did I mine out such a large area? I duplicated TNT entities and blew it all to shit. I shamelessly duplicated items in my hardcore world. Well, not really. I duplicated the TNT entities. But you know, it worked. Let's see here. You got one idea of my streams I should go on Minecraft Online? The old server? Really? Why there? Are there donations? Well, not right this minute, but I mean, you can if you want. Hey, Mythical Legend, how are you? You don't have to shout at me so many times. I see you. What is my field of view? Normal. World would be a lot different if it wasn't for math. Well, the world wouldn't exist if it wasn't for math. Because if math didn't exist, the universe wouldn't exist. And it's not like those two are intricately linked. It's really more like the universe exists, and because the universe exists, a system of laws and rules exists to govern it, and mathematics is just a highly conceptual way of eking out those rules in an understandable, reasonable manner. Where do you donate? I've got the Streamlabs notification down in the description, and there's super chatting on YouTube if you want to do that. If you're capable. I know some countries don't let you. So I don't know. Oh my god, just barely enough iron to finish. Oh no, not enough iron to finish. Fuck. Well, poop. Okay. And that is that. Let's speed 2. Aha. Haste 2. Resistance regen. Jumping. We finally got mad hops and then mad strength. Ah, finally. The whole base is now finally covered in beacon effects. I can jump around and elytra, hop. Oh, I love it. Oh shit, I forgot to put back the torches. My torches. Minecraft Online would be different, interesting, also takes you on a nostalgia trip. Okay. Well, I don't know that I want to make Minecraft Online content when I can just do stuff in single player more easily. I don't know. Is math created or found by humans? Neither. Math already all exists intrinsic to the universe. Humans do not discover anything. Humans move in such a way that we understand the already established existing principles of the universe. But that's really just tailoring and fixing our own current understanding and framework of the universe. But the universe itself has never changed. The universe, from pretty much since everything cooled and solidified out, the universe has never changed from that day on. in that the laws governing everything and the nature and construction of the universe has by and large stayed the same. None of that has ever altered in any way to our knowledge. It fluctuated very violently and very rapidly in the first few milliseconds and microseconds of the universe. But after that... Ooh, Ansania, thank you for your donation, man. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. But anyway, no, math is just a human construct that is to better determine the already existing mechanics of the universe. Like, all of that was established eons and eons ago. We're just figuring out how it works. But, like, the nature by which it works is already long since been set in stone. So, like that phrase, there is nothing new under the sun, yeah, that's very, very literal. Oh, four ingots, really? I don't want to give you all that much iron. It's my iron, damn it. Also, damn, that coal did not go very far at all. Well, you guys have some carrots on me. Multiply and be fruitful. Okay. And now to tackle the issue of what else am I going to build with? Oh. Oh, well, Antisana, thank you so much for your donation again. You didn't have to do that. Like, I'm not asking for people to donate. I don't want people to, like, go crazy or anything. But thank you so much, though. Okay, I believe I said I wanted to use cyan terracotta. I don't think I've got another source of cyan terracotta, so I'm gonna have to, like... Actually, I should probably have given all of those carrots to, the masons. Because the brick, or the, stonemason villagers sell regular plain terracotta. So I'm gonna have to, go mine all that up. I've still got a ton of clay in the area, so it's not like I'm not out. But at some point I'm gonna have to, like, whoops, fix that issue. Deep slate. Oh my god. Well, thank you again, Asantina, I think. The name goes by too quickly, but yes, thank you so much. I might want to use blackstone as well at some point. Aha, I knew I had more deep slate somewhere. Let's process this and get all this converted into something more usable. Isn't math just an interpretation of the universe? Yes, it is. It's a way of understanding how the universe works, right. But again, the universe already was that way. Nothing has changed about the universe itself, just the understanding of how to best express that already existent state. Ah, you don't have enough money. Don't worry about it, Mythical Legend. You don't got to do nothing. Just enjoy the show. Where's Space Valkyrie? Space Valkyria will be next Monday. That is a Monday, Wednesday series. And Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is hardcore. Ooh, deep slate tile stairs or polished? I think I'll go with the polished stair. Yeah, these are tiles. I'm not going to be able to make use of those quite the way that I want. So that's an empty box. I may have to just start processing all the rest of the deep slate. And also might want to use andesite. Or I can use that. Okay. As for down there, so I used, what was it? Polished andesite, red nether brick. I layered it up like that. So now I think I want to use polished deep slate stairs to kind of expand out in a bizarre, interesting pattern. So I've got to process all of this. I'm going to probably have to dig up a ton of deep slate. Or blow up a ton of deep slate. I don't know which. Just to be able to get access to more. And so we got polished diorite. I've used more of that than I care to. That'll do for right now. Ah, here we go. Oh. Okay, well, Asantisana? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for your donation again. I'm happy that people like you are willing to support me a little. Okay. So for right now, that should be good. And then I'll do sort of double-sided, or not double-sided, but a sort of stacked stair sort of motif. So I'm going to use this crappy soul soil that I have so much of. Oh, whoops. I can process that. Yes, soul soil. I feel like a professional skydiver every time I jump down from up there. I love it. Okay, cool. And then... Okay, so actually, now that I'm looking at it... Okay, so I was wrong. It was polished deep slate and red nether brick. That's what I layered up. So actually, this area up to the tallest point up there can probably just be polished... fuck, what you call it? Polished andesite. So we don't need the soul soil quite yet. But unfortunately, I'm going to need a ton more andesite. But fortunately, I live in an area with tons of andesite. So anyway. Yeah, it's not a bad little base. I don't feel like it's really like even 20% up to its full potential yet. So I still kind of see it as ugly. Because it's still like this giant naked bare hole in the floor. I haven't done any of the surrounding terraforming that I want to do. Haven't even done half the tower's height yet. The tower's just kind of bare as well. There's a lot of good stuff that I want to do, and I haven't gotten to it. It's just all there is to it. You can only progress at so fast a pace. Jokes aside, Half-Life 2, but you like to say Half-Life 3 is... Oh, you mean the Citadel. What day am I on? Let's see. It's probably 300-something. Oh, no, sorry. Day 811. Damn. Way past day 300. What was I thinking? Yeah, day 811. And finally, my eyes have learned to just immediately zoom on to that. Whoops. There we go. Did I graduate an architect? No. I have not graduated college. Okay. Let's go this away. I'm not going to worry about these side gaps here because I don't think they're going to matter too much. How many hours have I put into this world? I've put a good... Oh, God. Sorry, Ellie. You okay? I didn't mean to do that. I put my foot on her on accident without realizing she was sitting there. Anyway, I've put a fair number of hours in here. It's been a while. Stupid invisible block glitch. Oh, I know. I try not to play off stream, so like most every stream, if you summed all of the hours I've streamed this place, that's however many hours I put into it, plus maybe 48. Because I did do a few days of AFKing at my old iron farm at the very beginning of the world because I needed tons of iron, which I then turned around and sold for emeralds to get goodies. Do you have a rough estimate? Yeah, it's probably a good 300, 200 hours, something like that. Top what? The heck, dang, why do I like to reply? Oh, Top Hat. Oh, he's doing the at sign. I see. Yeah, some people get annoyed by that. I understand. Sorry if you don't like it, but the at sign exists for a reason. At him again, Top Hat. Attaboy. Man, I have been spoiled by playing in creative mode. I would have been done with like adding all this on here a long time ago. Like the sheer amount that you can do with just world edit and like some creative knowledge, it just leagues above, you know? Uh-oh. No, I'm out. I knew this day would come. But in the end, it has to be this way. Standing here, I realize okay. Well, time to go a-mining. Can you convince him that you're Pop? I mean, saying that out loud, you probably won't now, but I mean, if you do happen to convince him, you know, I'm not responsible for that. Anyway, you're surprised at how smooth the FPS is for this base. Most mega bases drain your FPS. Well, to be fair, there's almost nothing in it yet. So, like, what's there to drain, you know? Like, I'm not looking at anything super strenuous. Okay, now don't everybody start adding the guy just to mess with him. That's not cool. Like, it's one thing if they're using the at function to directly talk with you in a conversation. It's another to start trolling using the at function just cuz. Like, have a little bit of respect for each other now. Remember, follow the golden rule, be kind to each other, be cool. I'm pretty sure I wrote that in the description as one of the stream rules. Even though I know people don't read the damn descriptions. But, oh well. I guess you can only make so much a reference to it. Name of Minecraft is Shogun. Really? There was a dude on 2B2T whose name was Shogun. You can't be the same Shogun. Shogun was like, well, he was an ancient player. I can't really like. I don't know a whole lot about Shogun, honestly. He's one of the few ancient players that I had very little contact with, and basically quit by like 2013, 2014. I mean, you can still, if you look hard enough, you can still find some bits about him here and there, but yeah, no, Shogun, I never really got to know him. You're Housemaster Finipson? No, you're not. Get out of town. My uncle is Housemaster Tristan 420. Anyway. Whose name? Shogun's name. Shogun is also Japanese for general. Or leader. So, like, you know, somewhat famous name, somewhat famous term, even. It's probably why he chose the name as his IGN way back when. The shogunate ruled Japan for hundreds of years. That's another thing. Oh. I missed some dial right. Or andesite. Dynamite. Props to you if you get that reference. Sadly, I don't think many of you will know. Oh, perfect. It's getting to the point where, like, somehow the andesite, the andesite and the stone is just sort of running together, and my eyes just see it all as the same bullshit material. And so I'm just like, I don't care. This is not a point of interest. Oh wait, no, it actually is. This is actually the andesite that I wanted. Ah, well. You got that reference. Good. I'm glad you did, Top Hat. Dynamite! What's good is that usually all the 8-year-olds don't stay for more than a stream so they don't become too annoying. Well, I don't mind. As long as they, like, learn to be kind and just, you know, be smart about how you conduct yourself, then I'm okay with that. God, it's nearly impossible to tell the difference in my inventory. There we go. Whoa. See? I had stone on me the whole time. Yeah, no. You don't. An 8-year-old will do that. No, they probably won't. That's true. In which case, we'll just ban them and move on with our day. But hey, you know, you can ask. Hey, please be a good little kid and just hush. Don't you know, don't interfere. The older kids and the older people want to, like, talk. But yeah, usually the younger people will just find this all boring and leave. Which is probably for the best. I feel bad for kids these days, though. They're not going to have the same advantages, I feel, going forward. God, telling the difference is still really hard. Holy shit. Doesn't help that the darkness of the cave combined with all these other bits that keep spawning on top of the good stuff. Okay, we're set up. We're full up. Oh, but first... just run through here so that I only pick up the andesite. Whoa. Got stuck. Okay. Want to make sure I'm not losing or missing any. I would hate to mine up some andesite and then drop it. Or miss it entirely. Okay, cool. I wonder if there are real life operations to get, you know, certain rock types. Actually, I know for a fact there are, yeah. What am I thinking? Of course there are. How else would you get things like marble or you know, all sorts of like gypsum, formica? How else would those materials be procured if not via quarry? Anyway, am I Filipino or American? What? Well, Ellie wants to answer for me, apparently. I am American, not Filipino. I am horribly American, in fact. Painfully so. I know that it's not always easy to tell. But, yeah, I am American, and, you know, it is what it is. Can't help being where you are. Born where you are, time and place, etc. But yeah, I'm American. Don't say anything more, Top Hat. Jeez. I'm not going to say where in America any longer, even though that's like kind of already out there. It mostly doesn't matter. But yeah, I probably shouldn't be advertising what state I'm in, rather. Not anymore. Like 5-6 years ago, that'd probably been fine, but now, I don't know. Maybe not so much. I've been very lackadaisical about my own, you know, who I am, where I'm from, etc. Sintama, Jack, you're at the roof of my house. Oh, God. Is that clattering I hear up there? Is that you, Mythical? How could you? Don't put a hole in my roof. Surprised people still play it, yeah. The US wouldn't be the same without Mississippi. Maybe, I don't know. The American Jacktherippa. Yep. My opinions on the river? It flows and is very watery and wet and muddy and ugly. That's about it. I don't have many opinions on it because I don't really care. I don't live on that side of the state, so I don't see it. Like, I have to go way out of my way to get to the Mississippi River. So it's really not a body of water I give much thought to. But hey, that's how it is. Opinions on the state of Mississippi headwaters. I don't have any, because I don't think about it. Never got to ask me this, but assume since my name is Jack that I play Metal Gear Rising. Nope. I've never touched Metal Gear Rising. I've seen and heard plenty about the memes, but I've never actually played the game itself. I know it's a good one, don't get me wrong. I've heard all about Senator Armstrong, Raiden, all of that shit. I've seen it, heard it. It's not new to me. It's weird how, you know, coincidental it is, but like my name came from the serial killer Jack the Ripper. From way back when. Like 100 years plus ago. Ooh. Name's Jack the Ripper, no relation. Alright, that's one box full. Now to get probably 4 or so more boxfuls. God, this song is such a bop. I love it. I find myself bobbing to it. Oh shit, I'm out of haste range. No. So yeah, it's going to look like that, but it's going to be up and up and up. I'm going to need a lot of andesite to make that happen, though. Which is actually probably why it's a good idea to raise the masons, the mason villagers, since they can sell polished andesite. And if my iron golem farm pays off a little bit better, I could probably just buy all the andesite I'll ever need. Which allows me to put more andesite and other gray colored rocks, because this is supposed to seem sort of technologically advanced, you know, like a giant citadel. The Citadel was a technologically advanced juggernaut, so, you know, same sort of feel, I guess. That and Aperture Science had a sort of gray, orange color palette to it, and I wanted to keep that palette a bit. I wanted to have that. Oh no. Aww. What's wrong, Ellie? You sound sad. I think she wants out. Damn, that is a spidery hole. Oh, fuck. Fuck, that was close. I actually should probably do a little bit of creeper hunting. Because I'm going to run out of rockets somewhat soon. Ooh. Oh, damn, I can't get haste all the way over here? Shit, I was hoping that beacon over there would do it, but... I don't know. Looks pretty nice, though. I will admit, the base from this angle looks really cool. Because you can see the orange decaling, and then the fins. Get a really good look at the red and gray striping. And then it's going to be gray up to a point. And then I'm going to put detailing out on all that. And then finally we can get started on the body of the tower. This is just the footprint. Yes, I hear you, Ellie. I hear you, but I'm not acknowledging you because you're interrupting the stream. Rude kitty. Meow. Rude skeleton. Rude creeper. Oh shit. Oh, this is my smite sword, no wonder. Yeah, I hear ya, I hear ya. You exist. I will acknowledge that. However, your right to outside has been denied for the next 10 minutes. Let me finish up the stream. Meow. Her brother's meow is so half-assed and lazy sounding. He didn't even bother to put any body into his voice. He just sounds crackly like he's been a smoker his whole life. Meow, meow, meow. He can get really agitated when you don't do what he wants, but his actual like meow is the laziest meow I've heard any cat give. Good old Dallas. Okay, well, at any rate. Whoa. Oh, this is perfect. I fell right into a patch of diorite. Or andesite. Fuck, I keep getting those mixed up. When will my brain work? And properly organize these stones into their proper category? Yeah, that's right, bitch. This is my house. It's just funny to hear me meow. Well, I mean, you know, making fun of her meow is fun, so that's what I do. Meow. And the thing of it is, I bring her in here during most streams to, like, calm her down and quiet her. Because she'll almost always beg and whine to come in. And it'll always be, like, partway through the stream. So I'm just like, okay, just come in ahead of time. Because I know you're going to want to come in later. And then she demands to go out and makes a scene. And it's just like, why did I even bother? I could have just, like, kept you out and not had to worry about it. But no, you gotta go out, you gotta come in, gotta go out, gotta come in. I swear, cats cannot make up their minds. Also... I think that's enough andesite for one evening. Whoops. Actually, I need one more. There we go. That should make enough polish for one last little push of block laying. Okay. Cool. Jack, face reveal. No. Jack, you won't leave when the stream. All done. Okay. Oh, hey, Cloud. Cloud's 45 PC. Man, it's been a hot minute since I saw you. You gotta go. Your kid just came by. Okay, well, take care, man. Thanks for coming back. I hadn't seen him out in quite some time. Cool. I like seeing old faces pop up out of nowhere again. Reveal? I'm not sure what MMM is. But no, I'm never doing a face reveal, so don't worry. That ain't happening. No, it's not a vicious creature from the depths of the nether that will only be satisfied with the blood of its enemies. That's a reference of... Oh. I don't think I get the reference right away, but sure, whatever. Any moose where I live in Canada? Oh. You were talking to Void Shadow. Did I ever have a moment on 2BTT where I went, holy crap, I'm surrounded by children? Yes. Frequently. It did happen occasionally pre-Rusher. But, like, most people pre-Rusher were kind of cool. And, like, even if they were just too young, they'd kind of keep that information close to their vest. They wouldn't, you know, broadcast they were too young. They would just kind of, like, shut up and then occasionally participate in whatever was going on. But there were occasional people and players who would, like, very obviously out themselves as underage idiots, and we would just kind of, like, collectively dismiss them. It was just... There were a few cringy moments, I won't lie. But, by and large, people were kind of smart about it, pre-Rusher. And then when Rusher came on, and everything changed forever and ever and ever, yeah, no, it was okay to be an open child in chat, to be an absolute moron, to be very obviously under the age of intelligence. And unfortunately, that's just the standard that has been set now. Oh yeah. Can we turn the caps lock off? Yes, I've heard about Techno, mythical legend. Everybody's heard about Technoblade. You weren't asking for a reveal. You were poking fun at the fact they spelled reveal. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean now. I see what you mean, Bryce. Or Brace. Still don't know how to say your name, but yeah. Do I prefer coffee in a mug or in a cup? In a cup. I usually drink my coffee iced. And so it's been a good few hours since it was last brewed. Oh my god, Ellie, hush. I'm trying to tell a story about coffee. Anyway. And so, yeah, it's been brewed for a while by that time. And so it's safe enough to put in a plastic cup, and then I just sweeten it with sugar and then put ice in it, and that's it. Oh, she's getting in her demanding mood now. I've not been doing anything. I've not been moving on her requests, so she'll get louder and louder. Hey, Ellie, how do you take your coffee? You okay? Now. Come here. Yeah. It's okay. I'll let you out in a minute. You just be patient, okay? Be a good girl. You were laying down and having fun, and then suddenly you just had this urgency to go out? Yeah. I love you, don't worry. I'm not going to keep you in here forever. Yeah. I'm just going to finish this up, and that'll be the end of it. Unfortunately, it takes time to place blocks, and that's just all there is to it. Do I like blueberry donuts? Oh, yes, I do, Joseph. How did you know? Oh, shit. I've never met a soul that doesn't enjoy a blueberry donut. There's a good place around here that makes them fresh from scratch every day. Oh, it's so good. How old is Ellie? She's about 10 years old now. She's been with me since about mid-2012, about this time 2012. It was either June or July 2012, I don't remember which. That's when I really, like, met her and got to know her, and then she wanted to be with me from that point on, so, yeah. She's been with me about 10 years. She's a good kitty. Yeah. I'm almost finished. Almost finished. I've got a... Actually, I'm thinking I'll go all the way up to that. That's probably the tallest point. And then when I've surrounded all 3 sides with polished andesite, that's when I can move to detailing and some other things. So yeah, it's all going to look like this. I think it's going to be nice. So yeah, actually, I'm just going to cut it here. Yeah, we've done enough. I think it's been pretty good. Pre-Rusher Cat. My name's the Killer, right? I should know. Maybe I knew Technoblade. Yes, I do. Right? I didn't know him. I just knew of him. But yes. Anyway, so yeah. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all to, oh, who was it? It was, and Asantias. I still can't pronounce your name, but thank you so much for donating, though. And thank all the rest of y'all for subscribing and coming out and giving me a bit of your time. I don't ask for much, but I'm so happy when people care to actually just watch. And so, yeah, you all take care. I will catch you all tomorrow for the last bits of the Stanley Parable. And that'll be the end of it. You all take care. Have a good night. I'll see you all later. Bye.